We will be now moving on to our next presenter, and we're going to start the workshop part of the event today. And it's actually Nicole Evans who will be joining us and sharing her wisdom around how to convert followers into clients. And I think she's still muted, so let me unmute her. Hi, Nicole.
Hi guys, how are you? Good morning from Southern California, wherever you guys are. Hi Jackie, Ella, Debbie. Hopefully you guys are doing great this morning.
So Nicole is a fitness coach, and she's been a coach for the last 10 years, highly successful. And at the same time, she's running her own advertising business. And I think she's really well positioned to guide us through this part of our coaching business, how we can actually also, learn to convert followers into paying clients. So thank you so much. And the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you guys so much. So my name is Nicole Evans, and I am a fitness coach, and I also own a business surrounded around digital media. So today we're going to be talking about a beast in the world, especially with 2020, that's called social media. So Rena, can I share my screen or? That's great, thank you. So let me share this real quick. So I know you guys are all on some sort of platform, but this is going to apply today to any platform that you are on. So just to give you a little bit of background on how I got started into social media, because this is where my business resides today. So I was, first of all, Jermaine, you were incredible. But I got started because I was a fitness coach. I was also a fitness coach as a teenager. And so I would go door to door, I would cold call, but also as a teenager, I knew social media. But what I didn't really know was I didn't really know the business aspects of social media. And it was so new. I think social media kind of was starting out when I was in high school. And so nobody was on social media for business. Everyone was on Instagram posting their selfies and pictures of their dogs. And, it was the very beginning days. And so this is when I got into the fitness industry. I became a fitness instructor, a fitness coach, and eventually went professional in bodybuilding and launched this all into my coaching business. I knew that I could tap into something deeper with marketing on social media for business. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. You don't have to be into fitness, but it's important. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that the digital era is here. And if you're not on social media, it's time to be here because there are so many opportunities out there and it's amazing. So what you're going to learn today is why you need a sales funnel and what is a sales funnel if you haven't heard of that. How to attract your ideal customers into your sales funnel. So if you don't know what your ideal customer is and who they are yet, who you're looking for, don't worry, we're going to go through that together. We're also going to identify who they are specifically, who your niche is, and how that is super important into leveraging your business even further. Where to find your ideal customer, and lastly, how to attract followers online to generate sales. Now, these are all important, so I want you to have a pen, paper, and we're going to be taking a lot of notes. And if you have any questions at the end, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will address them as well. So what is a sales funnel? So this is a fancy term you may have heard before, but a sales funnel is, I like to call it an upside down. I like to call it more of like an ice cream cone because I think it just sounds more fun. And something so technical can sound a little bit overwhelming. So it's really just a term for attracting customers to a sale. So whatever your doing, whoever you're serving. So as a coach, it is attracting them to your coaching service and what you're doing to help them. But in order to have your appropriate sales funnel, you need to be clear on three things. And we're going to be doing a deep dive today on these three things. That's your social media, your email list, and your product. So product can also be substituted with service. So whether you have a brick and mortar business, a coaching business, a bakery, an Etsy shop, this is applicable to any and all types of businesses out there. So first is your product. Now, obviously, if you don't have a product or a service, you don't have anything to generate money, income. So we're going to get really clear on this. And in order to get clear on this, you need to get very clear and very specific on who you want to help. So it's more than just helping people grow their business. That's way, way, way too broad. You need to get so narrow that you almost feel like you're excluding people, but remember in the back of your mind that you're not. And we're going to go through an activity that's going to make this so easy for you. So another question I want you to be asking yourself is, what problem are you solving? Because at the end of the day, when people come to you for advice, they're coming to you because you're the expert and you can help them with something. And they're coming to you for selfish reasons. They're coming to you because you can do something for them. And you can. And just like Jermaine said, you have a purpose. We all have a purpose. All of our coaching businesses are designed to serve people. So what are you servicing people with? So we're going to dive into what's known as your niche. And that sounds like a very, very technical term, a very business term, but it's important to identify what it is. It's also known as your niche, because then once you know who you're talking to, it gets so much easier to deliver your product to that person. So what I want you to do right now, I'm going to do a quick little activity, is I want you to draw a line down the middle of your paper. And on one side, I want you to write who I'm helping. The other side, the problem I'm solving. And I want you to draw a big line down the center of your paper. And I want you to we're going to narrow it down. So I'm going to use myself as an example because I've done this exercise way too many times. So when it comes to who do I want to help? So I could say, I want to help people on their fitness journey. It's way too broad. So I know I've got a lot of fitness coaches here too. So I want you to really, you can probably think of it this way too. I want you to split it off. What gender do you prefer to help? Male, female? I mean, maybe your group is even more narrowed down than that to maybe you help entrepreneurs, maybe you help kids, maybe you help parents, maybe you can get as specific as possible for your industry. So using some Rena's another great example. So if she's our business coach here, she helps entrepreneurs find their coaching clients. So that's a good example of the problem that she's solving, is that if her problem that she is solving is that she's helping people who are having a hard time getting clients. Now, I want you to narrow it down even further if you can. So if you're not going to split it off into gender, you can split it off into age groups or both. So sometimes I say I help women from ages 20 to 40 lose fat, or I help women from ages 30 to 50 gain muscle. So it's about narrowing it down. And I really want you to right now take the opportunity to brainstorm what problems you're solving for what specific group of people. And by the end of it, you should be able to fill in the blank here with this sentence. I help what specific group of people with this problem by doing this for them. So I can tell you, and I put this sentence that I have right here in my social media bios everywhere. And we're going to get to more of that. But I usually say I help women learn to lift weights with online virtual workouts. So that's very specific, because that when I have that tailored, it teaches me how to talk to those people. It teaches me how to address them, appeal to their pain and their struggles in wanting to get in shape. It helps me know everything about them essentially, and then know how to address them to get that sale. Now, at the end of the day, when I say get that sale, it's about helping them, because there's a big myth in the fitness industry that weight training makes you bulky for women. And this is important, because if I were to say, I'm going to help you build muscle, that would scare women away. They would go, I don't want to get bulky. But because I know I'm targeting women, I say this will help you tone up, because those two words, build muscle and tone up, are synonymous, but one appeals to men and one appeals to women. So it's important that I know who I'm serving, because I want it to address their pain. Because women say, I want to tone up, I want to tone up, I want to tone up. Men don't say, I want to tone up. That's a gender specific. So it's important that you know who are you helping and what problem are you solving, so you know what language to use and how to brand yourself as the expert for them. Cool. So, and you'll have access to these slides after as well too. So once you really narrow down your niche, we're going to move on to your email list. Now, this is so overlooked, but arguably the most important thing, I would say the most important thing you should do. So your email list, what is an email list? Is CRM for short, is called a customer relationship management. So this is where you collect email addresses. And this is the number one step, because this is probably how you registered for today's webinar and our mini coach summit. Is you gave the coaching summit group your email list or your email address, and then you were emailed a Zoom link, or you maybe gave Rena your email address, and that's how you were admitted into the coaching group. And email notifications come in all the time about important news, but essentially what you are doing is you're maintaining a two-way relationship with your ideal customers and your prospects. And you can start building these relationships through email addresses at any time. Now, you might see some people asking for phone numbers right now. That's kind of a new thing in the marketing world, but email is still, to this day, the number one way to communicate with your ideal customers and prospects. And this is also how you contact them about how you can serve them, what events are coming up, and essentially this is where the sales happen, because you can go around and pass out business cards, things like that, and that's still an effective way of marketing. I still do that all the time. But if you want to be able to get a hold of your customers, because if you're giving someone a business card, you don't know if they're going to call you. You don't know if they're going to visit your website. But if you have their contact information, you can call on them and you can reach out to them and say, hey, I'm running a Memorial Day special on my coaching services, helping veterans with PTSD, complimentary webinar, click this link. This is how you get a hold of people so you can maximize and scale your business. And even if you don't have a product yet, you need an email list. You need to start building your email list. I'll use, again, Rena as an example. She told me that before she even built her coaching community, she started collecting email addresses, because that's how she has grown this coaching community so fast. So when we connected right off the bat, I loved what she was doing, and I knew that I had to get involved as well, and I wanted to. So again, thank you for having me. But I started collecting my email addresses when I was 18 years old, still had no idea what I wanted to do in the fitness industry, but I just knew that email was never going to go anywhere. I was on AOL Instant Messenger when I was 10, and look how it's scaled to where it is today. And over the next decade, it's going to scale tremendously because of 2020. All businesses are going online. Everything is going online now. And it's important that you have a way to get a hold of your customers. This is where the magic happens. So I want you to write this down. I'm going to give you a few CRMs, customer relationship management systems, that are great for you to use. So a couple free ones. I like MailChimp. That's a great one. And there's some of them, they range in price based on how big your list is, but they all usually start out for free. Another great one is called Aweber. It's AWEBER. Another great one. Rena, I believe she uses HubSpot. And then also Infusionsoft is a little bit more robust and advanced, but Infusionsoft is a big one out there right now. And then another one that is probably, I would call it the big daddy of it, is Salesforce. But I think I'm the type of person that I like to keep things simple. So I like MailChimp. That's the one I'll use. I'll be extremely transparent there. There are some platforms that offer kind of an all-in-one. Kajabi is one of them that I like as well. So, and that is if you create digital products like myself. That's one I've used. I've also used Aweber as well, and that one, great also. But when I say that there's a fee attached to it, once your list grows big enough, usually once you cap over, I think 500 people in your email list, it's maybe $12 a month to maintain it. And if you're able to automate and systematize everything where you can set it and forget it, it's so worth it. It is so worth it. So I just recommend doing due diligence on what is the right platform for you. They all offer free trials as well. Next, your social media. This is where it gets fun, I promise. So your social media, this is where you find your customers. So this is your ocean of prospective customers. So I heard a fact this week that half of the universe, half of the world is on social media, which is mind-blowing. I mean, think of how many people are out there, and half of them are on social media. So we have so many new platforms, and they're all growing right now after COVID, after 2020. We've seen the emergence of TikTok, Facebook groups, which we all know we're in, and then Instagram for business is huge right now. LinkedIn is growing tremendously. It's one of the arguably the most lucrative platforms for not only business, but also organic reach. And I'll explain what that means in a minute. YouTube it is not too late on YouTube. It's been around since, I want to say 2002, but it over the next decade, it is supposed to grow tremendously. I mean, it's owned by Google. We all know Google's not going anywhere. So the opportunity and the time to strike really is now. So if you feel like you have no social media background, that is okay. That is okay. We're also seeing the emergence of platforms like Clubhouse, which is almost like podcasting, but in a social media form. Snapchat is still out there, and so is Twitter. Twitter's implementing new stuff that is competing with Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse. That everybody, all the social media platforms are in competition with one another right now because the iron is hot. So the thing is with social media, though, what you post and where you post it is key, because every single social media platform has its own purpose. And you want to attract your ideal customer on your social media. So we're going to do a couple activities here, but I want you to take a look at your social media and ask yourself from a third party perspective, like really take yourself out of your own shoes and look at what you're posting and say, is what I'm posting attracting my ideal customer? And that's really it. The content that you're posting, whether you're sharing it, you're creating it yourself, or maybe you're not even posting it, and that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna go through that next. I want you to take a look at it and ask yourself, are these posts valuable to my client? I want you to write that word down, valuable. Would this person share it? And that's really the determination of if your posts are valuable. So what is this? Like I said, people are on social media for selfish purposes. They want something that matters to them. So what are you delivering to them that is of value to them? And if you're like, if you know you need to go through and clean up your social media after hearing that, that's okay. That's okay. Everybody does. But I usually say my rule of thumb is 80-20. If it's 80% value and 20% just, your life, because you want to show people your personality, how you are. I mean, I think the best example I can use right now is what Jermaine was just talking about, is that Jermaine can deliver his message and his story, and Rena can deliver her message and her story, and they could be almost identical, but they're going to hit someone completely different just on how the audience takes it, on how someone's personality is. So it's important that you do share things that are important to you, your core values and who you are as a person as well. But you also want to stay in your lane, is what I say. So stay within your niche, within your industry. So I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of Instagram, because Instagram's popping right now. There's a lot of new features on there, and it's personally my favorite platform. I think that's just for my business, but I mean, there's pros and cons to every platform for sure. So this is my Instagram. I'm going to teach you guys how to post real quick. So right here, if you were to go to your Instagram, so this is my fitness Instagram, Nicole Evans Fit. You would start by going down to this little plus sign button, and then you would go through, click on what you want to post. You can post just a regular feed post. You can post to your story. You can post to reels. I'm getting a little bit more advanced here, but just basic post. You click on what you want, whether it's a video or a photo. Then you would click next. You can trim it down if it's a video. You can add a cover to it if it's a video. You can add a filter on it. And then you just click next again. And last but not least, you select the account that you want to have it on. Hold on, let me minimize this so you can see that. There we go. And then you would write your caption. You can add a location. I am in beautiful San Clemente, California. And you could even create a paid promotion, which I'm going to show you how to do your business account next. And it's really simple, actually. And then you would just share it to your feed. And that's it. There's really only those 4 steps. And a lot of people, we even got Rena and I had the chance to interview some people about social media yesterday. And we got some great feedback that Instagram is very user friendly, but there's so much that people do not know about it. And that's one thing that I want to show you today is how to start using your Instagram for business and really maximize its capabilities for your coaching business. So next slide. So I want you to go through your feed. I'm going to show you the Instagram for business in 1 second. But when you look at your feed, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever it is, and say, what do my social media posts say about me? Are my social media posts attracting the people I want to serve? Is this content that I'm posting valuable? And are my followers the types of people I want to help? Now, this last question is where your insights come into play. Now, insights might sound kind of confusing or like a big technology term, but it's really just using these platforms almost like your personal assistant. Because if you just know how to toggle one little switch, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now, you can have Instagram telling you who's following you, where they live, what age range they are, and you're able to identify, are these people the people that I want to help? And if not, it's going to tell you it's time to start posting different types of content so you know how to best serve your audience. So we're going to go through this here. So these are my top tips for any platform. If you're on social media for business, you need to treat it like a business. You got to show up consistently. Now, not every platform do you have to show up every single day, nor do you have to be everywhere. Pick maybe one platform and master it. And that's totally up to you where you want to be. Also, social media platforms, like I said, they're going to provide you insights that will help you make business decisions. Number 3, always engage with your followers to lead them and to start a relationship with them that's going to eventually get them on your email list. Because your email list, like I said, that's where the magic happens. That's where the money happens. Those are where the sales happens. And those are where that's where your loyal tribe lies. Number 4, deliver content that your followers would want to share. And I'm going to show you where the little share button is too. And last but not least is be consistent and never give up. So I created a little video right here where I'm going to show you how to set up a business account. This is a new account that I created for my company just so you can see what it looks like starting from scratch, but I will show you what the insights look like from my other account so you can see one with a little bit more engagement too. So I'm going to roll the video and just talk over. It's going to go through kind of fast. You can just watch, and I'm going to be offering this at the end to email to you so you guys can have this video on hand for you to do as well. So what you're going to do is start out by going in these 3 little bars in the corner up here, and then you're going to go to settings. So once you go to your Instagram settings, you're going to click on the 3rd from bottom right here, click on account. Once you click account, you're going to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see switch to professional account. Every account starts out as a personal account. So this is free. It's going to show you some of the features that it entails where you can learn about your followers, reach more people, and get new options. So you're going to display yourself, whatever industry you're in. I'm just going to display on my profile that I'm a product or a service. Next, you're going to choose between a business or creator account. If you're a retailer or a local business, I recommend business account, but I choose creator if you are a personal brand. So if you're a person or a coach, I recommend creator, but they're both great. I just think creator is better for individual people. Next, our professional tools here. This is one of the things that a business account offers is your insights. So your insights is where you're able to see what your audience looks like, how your posts are performing. You can also promote posts, which means you can run paid advertisements. So that's pretty cool too, and you can reach new people. And it's really cheap to run ads also. I'm talking maybe $1 a day, $5 a day, however you want to set it. Next, Instagram will recommend some followers, or excuse me, some accounts for you to follow. So if they're similar to yours, this will kind of give you some creative ideas. You can follow some if you want. You can completely ignore this step if you want, but it's just to give you some ideas. And then you can invite friends to follow your new account as well. So here are just some of my friends. There's me. I'm going to follow me because, then that's how you start to build. You can go through by phone number and more. So once that's all set up, that's it. I'm going to switch back to my personal account, Nicole Evans Fit, to show you what it looks like when there's more engagement, because I've had this account for years. So I'm going to go up here to view professional dashboard. So once I click there, it's going to show me everything with my insights and my metrics. So this is the accounts that I've reached in the last 30 days, almost 7,500 accounts, which is up 134% compared to the month prior. And I would never know that if it was on a personal account. Now, once I go into see more, I can go in to my audience and my posts and look at how they're performing overall. So I'm going to click see all for my audience right here, because that will give me a little bit more detail about it as well. But it'll show you all your posts as well and give you how many people they're reaching and more. So hold on, it got paused for some reason. So I can scroll all the way down, see all my posts, how many people they're reaching, but I'm going to click on the see all for my audience, because that's where I want to look and see if my demographic is lining up with my followers. So it shows me my followers, how many overall follows, unfollows, where they live, cities and countries, the age range for both men and women, and you can break it down by gender. And then you can scroll to the bottom and actually see the gender breakdown. And I'm at about a 60-40 split. So that works for me. Now, the coolest thing is that you can see on what days your followers are online and what hours. So that's super, super important, because you need to know the best times of day to post so your followers are going to see it. So I can look through my Instagram and see that my followers are 60% men, 40% women, between the age range of 25 and 34. And that's about in my demographic. They live in the LA area, which is where I'm located, Orange County. And they're typically online every day at the peak around noon. So I know that I want to post, and this is an advanced tip for you, I want to post about 3 hours earlier, so that has time to show up in their feed. So I post about 9 a.m. It does not always 9 a.m. every day, but that is just a generic rule of thumb for me. So I will be offering this video. Don't worry, I know that I went through that really quickly, but hopefully you can see the benefits of having a business account on Instagram over a personal account. And if you are wondering, if you do have a Facebook like page, Facebook does offer business insights like this as well. So let me go to the next slide. So your next step, if you want to get that video that's really broken down with a voiceover, kind of just how I did it, but you'll have it complete access to it, you can go to this link right here, https://tinyurl.com/simply social media. So that will sign you up for my newsletter, where I will be sharing more about our upcoming events, where we talk more about these strategies for business growth and social media. We're also going to be talking about some of the behind the scenes tech for my non-tech people, because trust me, I don't like advanced tech. I like simple, and that's what we do here. We're going to be setting up sales funnels as well. So I'll teach you how to set up your own sales funnel, so you can just set it and forget it. Once someone signs up for your email list, it's there, and your email will just send it out automatically. You don't have to individually send an email each time. And then I also send out some of my top social media tech tricks made simple for you as well. So I will put that in the chat as well. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I'm pretty much Nicole Evans Fit across the board. Instagram, Nicole Evans Fit. It varies a little bit, but yeah. My website is Nicole E Media. If you feel like you ever need any guidance or help with social media marketing, you can email me or just go to my website. You can schedule a call with me. I'd be happy to help you out as well. But be sure to check out the tutorial so you can get your Instagram switched over to a business account, because like I said, otherwise it's the blind leading the blind. Like you just don't know enough about your followers. So I'm going to leave this up. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I would love to do some Q&A, since we actually have a few minutes. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any questions, maybe? I know
Yes.
that was a, yeah,
yes,
we do.
there are some questions. Someone asked,
Okay.
why post 3 hours before the most active time of your followers?
Great question. So a lot of times Facebook owns Instagram. So 3 hours before, it gives it time to show up on the feed, because Instagram does not go in order that it was posted anymore. So it used to be in chronological order. It doesn't do that anymore. It goes by popularity. So sometimes it'll show up at times that aren't when you posted it for your followers. So giving it a little bit of leverage and a little bit of room by time people log on. And I think people log on around noon for me, because it's lunchtime. People lunchtime log on. It's going to be right at the top for them.
Perfect. I have one more question, which is my question. Instagram doesn't really allow you to post links that are clickable in the description. So how do you go around that and
great question.
sign people up?
Okay, so I'm actually going to go back and show you what I have on mine. And I want you to write this website down. It's called Linktree. Okay. Hold on. Linktree. Right here, if you look right here, I have this little link, tr.ee, and it's / my username right there. So if you click on Linktree, and this is totally free site too. You click on Linktree, it allows you to put more than one link in your bio. So if you click on Linktree, it'll link everything that you want to link there. So let me give you an example. I wish I could show you on my phone, but if you click on this link in my Instagram bio, and if you want to go on Instagram and look at it, you can. You'll see I have once you click Linktree, it'll say a live workout group, click this link, click this for my YouTube channel, click this for my Facebook page, click this for, it's almost like a, literally like a tree branch. It's one link, but it gives you a bunch of different options to go to. Does that make sense? Kind of?
Yes, it does. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and Linktree is completely free as well. So if you are on Instagram, that's a great, it's a great thing to put in your bio, because you don't have to choose one place to go. You don't have to choose your website. You don't have to choose, a freemium, like an opt-in page or your email list page. You can have, I think, as many as you want, of tree arms of which options to go to.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing today with us, Nicole. If you would like to stop sharing the slides.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you guys so much. And I will thank you for having me again.
So Nicole and I, we're planning a series of social media events and workshops where we can teach you more about what you've heard today about, so that all of us can really wear that hat and that mindset of the willpower is in the mailing lists. How do you go about growing your mailing list? And how can social media really support you in that endeavor, right? Because it's highly important that we do it. And we will let you know as soon as we have dates and the topics planned out. So hopefully you can join us. So it's going to be definitely sometimes in June, right, Nicole? Whenever we get together. So we began running a series of brainstorming sessions to really help us understand where you are and what your needs are. And based on that, we will flesh out some workshops for you to do.
Yeah. Rena, can I address one more thing that I'm looking at in the chat real quick?
Perfect.
I think might be of value. I see people talking about paid ads as whether it's a waste of time to promote posts or not. My opinion on that is that if you're promoting an opt-in page that is like going to lead people to your email list, it's not a waste of money, but it's important that you are spending money on ads that are going to allow you to target your followers. And Facebook does own Instagram, so they cross and coincide with each other as well. So that's just kind of to address some of the comments that I'm seeing here, just on a final note. But yeah,
Perfect.
thank you guys so much again. And I look forward to that upcoming workshop, Rena. Thank you guys again. I really am humbled and honored to be here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your coach seminar.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nicole.
So the question was, I noticed something came through and a few people had responses to it, particularly around social media. What are your thoughts on using bots? Because obviously it's a time saver.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So bots for Facebook, from what I've heard mixed things about it. Personally, I haven't used it myself. I've heard that any sort of artificial intelligence can decrease your engagement just because it's not you. And they social media sites and the algorithms are really picking up on wanting that connection and that relationship building. So I would recommend probably hiring a virtual assistant before going with bots, just because I think a virtual assistant can also take a lot of the overwhelm off your plate and know the ins and outs of social media, because you can use a lot of great sites like Upwork, Fiverr. There's a lot of great freelance sites out there, and get your work done and paid probably less than what it costs a month to have the bot system in place as well.
Maybe I can share on this as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nicole.
So last year, I was working in a friend's company supporting their sales team. And that's where I picked up HubSpot and all that. And in the beginning, we were using actually something called Tidio on their website to have the chat. And which meant then that we were kind of not on the free version, but we were on the cheaper version. and which meant that you always had to have somebody there to react really, really fast, because if you don't reply in like 30 seconds, the person is gone and the opportunity is missed, and they didn't leave. So yeah, of course they leave the email behind, because the email address behind, because that's how you connect to a bot in the first place. But then what we did, we actually set up a whole sequence on HubSpot with all the potential questions that they might be asking, and what is it that they need, and so it's kind of like your quiz. And then it worked really, really well for us, because in any case, the person feels like somebody is replying to them. But then at the same time, at the end, they get this reply of, we have all the information, we will get back to you via email ASAP. There is actually somebody, Ildiko and I, we are meeting next week, who's been showing us the quiz option of how you channel your potential clients through a quiz, because I'm seeing now that I'm getting all the 6 months laser coach, and I have my 3 months package, and I have my workshops, and I have my mastermind. And then I start telling people about that in my coaching calls, and it's just too overwhelming. And so that's what we would like to learn next week, is actually how to implement a quiz, because even if you were in one of those James Mail challenges, somebody that last year was presenting quizzes and how they're really extremely successful in using those quizzes. Perhaps this would work better than a chatbot, right? And maybe that's something we can discuss then in my mastermind. So I'll learn how to do it and I'll teach you. Yeah. Have you been using any quizzes, Nicole, in your business?
You know what? I actually just got introduced to quizzes myself. I have a really good website. I will post it in the Facebook group. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I do have a very good quiz website that I know that is converting extremely well. And maybe that's also something you and I could talk about, Rena, as well, for conversions.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So we'll figure it out. I'm also very curious and very interested in quizzes. But I think for quizzes, you might actually need some sort of a landing page, some sort of a website. Anyways, we will figure it out and then we'll share it with the community. So you don't have to.
Absolutely.